Mikey and Rinne stay in. Oh yeah.
Hi guys, welcome to Mikey and Rinne Stay In. I'm Mikey.
And I'm Rinne.
And this is episode 41. What do you think about that?
It seems like many episodes to me.
It does seem like a lot of episodes.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like a lot of episodes for the amount of money that we're making.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Why aren't we more famous at this point?
Mm-hmm.
Update on Kumail Nanjiani and his wife Emily's podcast. It's almost called the same name as ours. Staying Home with Kumail and Emily, or Emily and Kumail. Staying in.
Yeah.
What'd I say?
Staying home.
Oh yeah, Staying In. We have not been invited on the show yet.
Shocking.
And I listened to it, and this may just be the haterade that I've been drinking, but not that funny.
Wow.
It's also like a charity podcast. They're like giving all the money to like COVID patients that they like make from sponsorship or whatever.
Oh, that's amazing.
And
Well,
social
lucky
media-
friends.
A dick.
You're here.
Yeah.
The funniest podcast on the planet. Funny, useful, heartfelt,
Yep.
romantic.
It's like an encyclopedia and a Swiss Army knife.
And a mirror on the ceiling. In a
Like
hotel room.
like a sex mirror or like a introspection mirror.
Or like a sexy mirror.
Ooh, I like a
I
sexy
mean,
mirror.
can't be both, really.
So when my family and I was 10 and my sister was 5, we went to Europe, and not to brag, but
Seriously, that sounds amazing.
we were allowed to travel back then. Now you can't leave. But we went to Europe, and one of the things was we went there to pick up a Volvo. We ordered a car. I know.
This fancy asshole told me this story when we first met. Or no, when we first got kind of together.
Yeah.
And I thought you were the silver spooniest prick I'd ever met in my life. Who orders a car from Europe and then goes to pick it up? Like, we bought a car from Raj down the road, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
And I totally understand that it's fancy.
That's
But, like, fancy
AF!
Part of it, though, is it's cheaper, so you can get a car for cheaper. But think about it this way: this is my parents were split up between kind of one of them was grew up kind of fancy, the other one grew up not fancy, and so my mom was like, "We're gonna go to Europe, we're gonna get this car, and we're gonna go on a European vacation." My dad was like, "We're gonna buy this car for cheaper, and then we're not gonna have to pay for a rental car when we were there. So we'll drive it around the whole time that we're in Europe, and then we'll have it shipped back, which will the car will cost less than it would have had we bought it in the United States."
With the trip to Europe? Still
Well, no, not.
Right.
But I mean, if you're going to Europe anyways, which people do,
Right, yeah.
then this way you're getting a car there, so it's kind of a cool, anyways. But right. But what were we talking about? Why did I totally forget why we were saying this?
No, you were just saying that you were 10, your sister was 5.
Yeah.
I think it was maybe having to do with a mirror.
Oh, yes, totally. Yeah, there we go. So we went to Austria in the middle of this trip, and my mom had dated this guy who was her ski instructor growing up or something, or had been a ski instructor, and she had dated him. And he now owns a bar and then lives on top of the bar. I was 10, by the way. And we went to his apartment on top of the bar, and he had Playboys all around, beers all around, and a mirror on the ceiling. And I'd never met anybody that reached this level of coolness.
Yes.
Yeah, by far. It was unbelievable.
Oh my God, he would have been a good guru for you at 10, right? It's just like
cult leader.
Yeah, teach me how you live this way.
Yeah, and I think he was actually a badman. I think he kind of, especially in as we start to think back and look back on Me Too sort of stuff, I think he was not maybe the best fella. But
your first clue might have been him dating your mom while he was her ski instructor.
Yeah.
You said a kid.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I think she was 19.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but maybe not. I don't know. Yeah. So we're in the midst of COVID.
Yep.
Moments. We hope that we're able to kind of, fill your day with a little bit of happiness, a little bit of good info. Hopefully you're liking to hang out with Mikey and Rinne. I'm working.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still in, slanging food for people, which is great. And Rinne's business closed right now, and so tell us about how that's been for you, because I think it's been kind of like an epiphany.
Yeah, it's been interesting. I've talked to some of my parents and little patients via telehealth, which has been lovely. And it's really, I think this time has really helped me to feel confident in reimagining my practice. I am a person who loves to be at home. I'm sort of an introverted extrovert, maybe you could say. And so being at home with my pup, cooking a ton, cleaning my house, and physical distancing from people is frankly quite fine.
Yeah. I would also like to interject. Abby is right behind us right now, as she always is, in the little thing, if you can see her. I feel like we had a pretty even relationship with Abby before. I think I kind of was like a little bit, maybe like 60% more, or 60% of the love. Because I would like take her out for things, maybe when you were, I don't know, I was kind of like fun dad, because you were working more than me for sure, and so I would kind of take out to do things. That dynamic has 100% flipped this way. I come home from work and Abby's like excited for about 20 seconds, and then she's back to you, like totally.
Yeah, she's been my little shadow.
Yeah.
It's been awesome. But yeah, so there's things that I feel like I've been able to reimagine and think about pivoting because my brain's not constantly filled with like, how do I keep this little biz afloat?
Sure.
And, so that's been really exciting.
Well, I feel like it's been a different version of you in the sense that like, well, part of it is just like, I think that both of us are really good at like convincing ourselves that we're something. Like I've always been kind of like, I'm like kind of trend-setting, bon vivant businessman. Like I'm like an entrepreneur, I think, And then when I get into like businessman-y, entrepreneur-y situations, besides the like making everyone in the room think I'm funny, all of the like businessman stuff, like acumen around like this is the time to buy a business or sell a stock or whatever. Oh, I'm fucking horrible at it. Get your money's worth, or like make sure that people are paying you enough or anything. I'm like, nah, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to advocate for myself. But I think that you maybe have kind of positioned yourself as you're like this. I'm a worker. I like to work. I like to be constantly doing something different. I've been doing something like with my hands. And I think this time where you haven't been doing it, you've been kind of like, oh, I actually like to kind of just be way more than I am right now.
Well, and also create, right? Because there's a lot of stuff in my head that hasn't become content. And I now have space for that to like flush out of my brain. And I think also what this time has done is inspired me to ask for help.
That's interesting,
I don't know how to do marketing, and why would I? I don't know how to launch a course, and why would I? And so I don't know, it's inspired me to be in this position where I don't have to be the expert. I can be the pediatric acupuncture person, that I know. And then to like get that information out into the world, for example, I don't have to know how to do that.
Right.
I can seek people out.
In
order to assist.
And I think there's kind of like a toggle switch in, I don't know about in your head, but in my head where I'm like I'm either the teacher or the student. And so like when I'm in school, I'm in like student mode. But then when I'm like in the real world, I feel like I'm a student of life on some level, but I also feel like there's certain situations like in my business world, like in my job, I feel like I need to be a bit of the teacher. Like I need to be the leader. And it's nice to kind of be like, oh yeah, no, I don't need to know everything. Why would I know these things I've never done before? And to leave open both paths, like you can be teacher and student at the same moment. It's really neat.
Well, and I'm just in a really incredible position that I'm super grateful for, in that like you're working, so we have income, and then I am also I'm able to think about some bigger life stuff. Working on, creating this baby and fostering a different side of my business that doesn't take up so much energy, I guess.
Yeah.
That's
what I'm feeling like this moment in time at its best is going to be a time for a couple things. Like one is like recognizing kind of quiet and things that we don't really revere in American culture. Like the times when you're not working, like, we're kind of like, vacation, all the different things. Like being able to be kind of like just alone with ourselves and be okay with that. I think it's also going to help us to recognize the people that actually matter and need us in the world, which I think is, healthcare providers, people in the service industry, homeless people, like people that are really going to be affected by this. Like in Portland, the West Coast in general has a lot of homelessness. Portland, I think, has a lot. But I've been I feel like it's been ticking up. And of course, just all of the people that were maybe right on that kind of fringe, like right on the edge, this kind of shit, I can't even imagine how much it must be affecting their lives. Right. And it's just to really focus on the people that need us and the real people within the community, and what it means to have a community. I think is going to be. I'm really hoping that that's something where we kind of see we're all in this together. Yeah. You could have a huge job, and maybe you just lost it because of this, right. And you don't have income coming in. That's scary. Everybody can relate to that. So, but I just really think that it's, I don't know. I've been loving the version of you. It's really sweet, and it's also we've had a couple rounds of ovulation time within the Corona period, and it's I will just say for me, I love this. I feel like I really I've been involved in a couple natural disaster stuff, like hurricane sort of things, and I feel like I kind of snap into focus, and the fact that things are kind of going at this pace and that it's all really unknown and it's all things, I don't know, it's weird. I have this kind of sociopathic, it makes me feel insanely calm. I'm also in a situation where we're not going to be homeless, right? We're not going to, I have a job. Yep. That being said, it's I think even if I didn't, I think I would find a way to I don't know, I'd probably just escape into the woods or something. I don't know what I would do. Right. But I like being in a bit of a panicked crowd.
Well, it's probably all of the post-apocalyptic movies and content that you watch. You're like, shh, I got this shit.
I feel like it's,
I know exactly what to do. I watched MacGyver as a kid.
Well, I also have a little bit of a weird, I feel like civilized society is fucked. And so I kind of I like to see it jostled a bit. And just I feel like every time there's a bit of a reorganization, or every time there's something like this that happens in society, there's a bit of a rustling and a reorganization that ends up happening. I think we're all better off for it at the end of the day. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I have also a little bit of an economist's view of life and death. I kind of feel like there's sometimes that like a forest fire, people will look at it and say that's so sad, and I'm like, yes, that, there are parts of it that are sad. But forest fires need to happen. There's a lot of dead trees. There's a lot of natural clearing that needs to happen, and I hate to use that as as an example of this situation. But I mean, I don't know. We have too many people on the planet. Yeah.
As we're trying to create another fucking asshole.
I was just gonna say that.
Well, and
I don't know. If it wasn't this, it'd be something else.
Right. I've thought a lot about trying to conceive during COVID, right? Yeah. Because there's just things that we don't know. If you become pregnant and you have COVID, it doesn't look like it's being transferred, right? But who knows the long-term effects, right? Sure. And so I have definitely thought a lot about that. If we had the luxury, if we were 30 years old, of postponing, I would.
Would you really?
Yeah. Huh. But we just, we're at a very tricky place right now.
I know.
Not you so much as me.
Right.
And so.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, so.
That's where God is probably a dude.
Definitely.
I mean, I always think of God as a woman, like as like a really like loving, big bosomed woman who like is making pancakes for everybody and wants you just like come in and like I'll get in a group hug.
Who
like,
creates things like COVID and war and hunger.
Yeah, that's the fucked up part. But I think that's all the like. If I don't believe in God, but if I did, I kind of think that it's like that person just or that entity just like created the humans and the earth, and then just like, all right, now
and just gave you free will.
Go, yeah, now just do your thing, and then this happens as a result of that. But the fact that men can fuck and get people pregnant until they're like in their 90s makes me feel like God's probably a bad guy. There's a lot of punishment of women going on. There's a real asshole up there.
Yeah.
So that's half the show.
Yeah, right. You're welcome, guys.
God, I know.
So we wanted to do a little kind of special stay in, stay home, eat your feelings edition.
Yeah.
And so basically what we did is clear the pantry, clear the fridge type of deal,
favorite.
right? So no grocery shop, what do we got? And I don't know, I feel like we came up with a pretty delish little situation
And
here.
my argument for most fridge clears is when in doubt, cake it out.
Yes,
So
cake it out.
Make it into a cake, a shrimp cake, a burger cake, like
Amen.
whatever. Just mash it together and fry it in the pan.
Yeah, amen.
Yeah.
So basically we had some beans, which I know that a lot of you probably do. I think a lot of people, when this all started, kind of went out and thought, what can I keep?
How can I fart my way through this pandemic?
That's right.
How can I, when I'm enclosed in this small space with my loved ones, what can I have that will make this worse? Beans.
God, it's so true. So we had some white beans. I think these are, just cannellini beans.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had some quinoa.
Yeah.
And don't have a ton of veggies left in the fridge, but we did have some kind of random cilantro, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
Did have some onions. And then, so basically, I cooked the quinoa. The beans were in a, like a Tetra Pak kind of thing.
Yeah.
So took the beans out, strained them, and then mashed them up. And after the quinoa was cooked and cooled, I mixed the quinoa together. We have run out of eggs, and so some of you might know this technique, but it's super useful. You can do it with flax seeds or chia seeds. So we had flax seeds in our fridge, and basically you can make a flax egg. So this is a really cool thing if you're cooking for someone who's vegan as well. So this is a totally vegan dish.
Is it?
Oh yeah. So basically it's 1 teaspoon of ground flax seeds to 1 tablespoon of ground flax seeds to 3 tablespoons of water.
Oh wow, yeah.
Mix them together and then let it sit, I don't know, maybe 15 or so minutes, and it creates like a gel kind of consistency. And it's a great kind of binder situation when you don't have an egg, or if you want to do some vegan cooking, or if you've got an egg allergy. And that's basically it. I seasoned it. We had some cumin. We had salt.
Yeah, it's super cuminy.
So,
cumin,
I figured,
if you don't know,
and
Mikey's
cayenne.
favorite spice by far.
I figured that would be good with the cilantro.
Yummy.
And then we also made a little pesto. So we had a bunch of tops of like beets and radishes.
Yeah.
And then some sesame seeds.
Yeah.
And then mix that all together. Did you taste that?
I didn't taste that yet. In the time that Rinne just described the burger to you, I ate an entire one.
Obviously.
That was the size of a regular burger. So if you want to watch that on video, it could be your fetish. You maybe don't know if it's your new thing. You should tune into YouTube and watch me wolf it.
Mikey'sBurgers.com.
.xxx. Yeah. Ooh. That's good. That's
pretty good, right?
Yeah, it's spicy. It's like garlicky.
Very garlicky.
Yeah.
We didn't have any lemons, so I substituted white wine vinegar.
Yeah. That's delicious.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah. We've been eating really, really well during this.
Yes.
We also just planted our garden.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got lots of beautiful stuff in the ground. I don't know, there's something super motivating right now for me about like nurturing the world and like, you know, wanting my like home to be really beautiful. And so yeah, planting a garden just makes sense. That was I have like a mixture of bindles and stuff this week. I don't really have the stuff that I was like wanting to talk about, but one of them is, if you can, grow a garden.
Yeah.
And I think, well, because obviously like the cost benefit of it is like enormous. I mean, you buy one tomato for what, $3? Sure. Like a nice heirloom tomato or whatever at a store. You can buy a whole packet of 50 seeds that'll grow 50 plants for $2.
Yeah.
And I just think it's such a nice thing to do. The other option for me is, I think now more than ever, don't plant a garden, plant a flower garden maybe, and just buy from your local farmers.
Yeah, for sure.
If you can get to farmers, if you can help them out, this is a time where people, like, restaurants are closed. Farmers are like, where the fuck are all my vegetables gonna go? And so if you live in Portland, there's Milk Run, which is a company that I've worked with. They're fucking awesome, and they're using all local produce when they can. And it's but then wherever you live, there's farmers. Go find them. Go buy stuff from them.
Yeah, that's
not
really
closely,
good point.
but at least 6 feet away.
Yeah.
And then what were the other things? I have nothing. So, you want to hear the things I was going to talk about?
Okay, let's hear.
One, I have a mini rant about Spotify. Spotify costs.
I like that this is just a kind of tangential.
Well, this is about bindling, kind of.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. So I was like, today I was listening to Spotify, and I was thinking of my high school self when I had like 400 CDs in my CD holders, you know? And I'd spent so much money buying them and stealing them and I don't know, all the things. Spotify now, you pay the price of less than one CD every month, and you can download all the music you want ever. Like, all the music that was ever made.
Basically.
There you go. So that was just mind-blowing situation one. And kind of like, it's awesome. Like, we have Spotify, and it also gives us a free Hulu subscription.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I love it. It's great. I'm not going to even talk about that one. Okay, so...
Here, I'm gonna
You go next.
Bindle. So Bindle is how we're saving money prepping for baby. And something that I've been doing, and I know that, you know, people that, you know, might not have quite as much time on their hands as I do right now. People have kids and people are still working. But one of the things that I've noticed is that there's a ton of free, helpful content out there right now. I think that people are starting to realign their businesses and wanting to really help people during this time, help people pivot in their businesses, help people grow their businesses. And so if there's something that you want to learn, I would just, you know, Google it and it'll pop up on your Instagram feed as these things work. So one example of something that I've been thinking a lot about in my business is creating a course so that parents can have access to some of the things that I teach in my practice if they don't live in Portland. And it's a really, you know, just affordable way to kind of access the services that a pediatric acupuncture can provide. And it's felt really daunting and really scary, and I have no idea how the fuck to do that. And so I found a course that's like severely discounted and making it really accessible, super affordable. And
is it a course that's normally online? Okay, so but it's not like it was a live course that they've discounted.
No.
Okay.
Nope. And so yeah, so I just think if you have a little time and you're motivated to learn something, there's somebody out there that's doing a webinar or that's doing a discounted course. So do it.
Yeah.
Check it out.
No, I think it's really cool. And there's like, did I talk about this on the show? The stand-up class?
Yes.
I did talk about it.
Yeah.
So I did, the stand-up class online. And admittedly, it wasn't for me, just because I think it's something where you have to be, I don't know, I want to be in a room of people.
Right.
But one of the things about it was like, I hadn't even really thought of it this way, was I paid the $45 or whatever it was. And they sent me back this like really heartfelt email, like, thank you, you are helping to keep us alive as a comedy club because we can't have people here. And I hadn't thought of it like that. So I mean, I just feel like we talked about gift certificates and restaurants, but there's also like there's so many things around us that we don't think about, like it dying potentially because of this. Bookstores, movie theaters, all those places that like really require like a steady influx of money. And I think just spend your money now, like like around you. Keep the things alive that you want to keep alive. David Chang was on actually the Camille and Emily Nanjiani show, and he was just he was really talking about that there's a lot of restaurants now have started GoFundMe pages. So like go and give them like a tip or like what you might spend on a given meal there. Like go help them out, like if you can. Totally. And volunteering also Rinne's been doing, which I think is like a great way to like step up. Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, this also doesn't need to be the like how to like help people through COVID. I feel like that's what we've been talking a lot about on the show lately, but it's just something I've been thinking about.
Yeah. Well, and I haven't just been doing content about my business. I've also been doing some PCOS content that I've been listening to, and so I don't know. It just feels like and here's the thing too. It's spring, right? And what we're doing right now is so unnatural for humans.
Yeah.
We want to be outside, socializing, planting gardens, moving. And so I think that feeling connected in, even if it's just over the interwebs, is really important right now.
Yeah.
And I was actually going to talk a little bit about that, a little more about that, springtime, because it's I talk a lot on this podcast about sort of Chinese medicine and how that influences my life and our baby making. And one of the things I've been thinking a lot about lately is that it is this springtime, which in Chinese medicine is it's called the wood season. And so nice. And so wood, if you think about ancient times, the way that we thought, wood was trees, right? It still is, but in the natural world, trees are during this time growing and shooting out all kinds of beautiful flowers and bearing fruit, and so it's also a time for us as humans to be doing the same thing.
There's some fruit.
And one way that I was really thinking about to do that, and something that I've started to do, is to really focus your movement on both twisting movements. So our liver lives kind of right underneath our rib cage. Not for all of us, sometimes it pokes out. But to really think about giving some love to that organ, which is in Chinese medicine related to the element of wood. And so one way to do that is to, I like to kind of put my hands on my rib cage, and then
like right at the bottom of it.
Yeah, kind of right at the bottom of the rib cage. And then as I breathe out, I twist and almost like compress the ribs a little bit. And then as I breathe in, I come back to middle and then do the same thing again. Yeah, so it's almost like this kind of wringing out sort of feeling. Yep. So twisting. And then another great thing to do is just upward stretching and really thinking about the side of the body. So we're thinking about the liver channel when we're twisting, and then when we're stretching, and like especially stretching the sides of our legs, we're thinking about the gallbladder channel, which is related. So these are all related to the wood element. So twisting and stretching, these are just really nice ways to kind of honor what's going on in the seasons right now. And then also if you're feeling like frustrated, angry, caged in, these are just really nice ways to kind of move those organ systems and release some of that yuckiness.
I like that's really awesome. I've been seeing you do that a lot lately.
Totally.
No. Rinne's always doing some shit that I don't understand, and so I just kind of have stopped asking about it most of the time. But yeah, that's. I mean, it's a nice movement.
Yeah. Right.
And I love squeezing. Like I get no more satisfaction in the world than really squeezing out my toothpaste.
Oh yeah.
Making sure I get every drop of toothpaste. And it feels like a little bit like I'm getting all the toothpaste out of my.
Yeah, well, you're kind of wringing out the spine too
Yeah.
anytime you're doing those twisting
it feels really
motions.
great.
Yeah, it does, right?
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I don't really have anything to tell people to do. I don't really have any value. I'm just realizing that on the show. I was going to talk about just that this part of the season, like this time of year, spring, I just want to put lemons on everything. Like I want everything to be acidic, and I want to like eat fresh snap peas just with a little squirt of lemon on them. And so I've been really trying to like just use lemon all the time and not use salt. Even though I've been using salt a lot lately, I've been thinking about like maybe I could just use lemon, and I think I might try to do that.
Yeah, I like that. Well, so interestingly, lemon helps to stimulate your digestive system, helps to stimulate bile, which is all we were just talking about, the liver and the gallbladder. And then also these organ systems in Chinese medicine, the kind of flavor that's related to them is sour. So, So, too much of a sour taste is going to be detrimental, but just a little bit can kind of help wake it up a little bit.
I like it. I just think it's so, like springtime is just, I don't know, I think lemon is delicious all year round, but especially it feels like a spring cleaning. I've been chewing on lemons lately. Like it's my job. I know it's bad for my enamel on my teeth, but whatevs. I just love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so delicious.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna watch a movie tonight.
Yeah.
Well,
and I think we may have said this before on the show, but one of the things that Mikey really taught me when he was kind of giving me some cooking tips through the years was that if you taste something and you're like, well, it needs something.
Yeah.
Like, give it a dose of acid. Give it some lemon.
Yeah.
And that's probably it.
Yeah,
it might need more salt.
It's salt, probably salt or acid.
Yeah.
When it's, I don't know what the rule is that I generally go. I think it's the 20% rule is what I say.
Yes, yeah.
Like, turn your lights down 20%, turn your acid up by 20%.
Yeah,
and it's just, I think it's, especially right now, it's like, I don't know, I just feel like, well, for one thing, I don't know how people that listen to this show are eating. We're eating really well right now, but I also know that like if I was left to my own devices and I was like really stressed about things right now, I would be eating the shit out of pizza and donuts and beer, and then I'd probably eat some beer, and then I'd eat some chocolate. And so
would you have beer?
I might have some beer. But I don't know. I think that I want to like be mindful, especially right now, about being kind of like supportive of my body and my brain and my flavors and all those things. And like, I think brightness and lightness is something that we all kind of need a bit of right now. And we also need
Look at you getting
foods.
a little like, that was like borderline esoteric and deep. I liked it.
Yeah, well.
I'm usually the one that goes there. I'm glad you're meeting me halfway.
Yeah. I've been listening to Esoteric a lot lately. He's a great 90s rapper, or early 2000s rapper from Boston. Yeah, so Esoteric and Virtuoso. You're welcome. But it's, I don't know. I think I am not as esoteric as you. I'm just not. I think I am in the sense that like I think I feel things and I'm willing to be mystified. But like I think that I kind of like come from the school of thought with food of like, I ate that, it made me feel like shit. I shouldn't eat that. That's
good that you arrived there.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people even get there.
Well, and it's just, I think at certain times there's bad foods that make me feel good, and I want to honor that, and I want to eat those things. And then there's sometimes where good food makes me feel bad. I don't want, and like I just feel like I kind of want to eat with my emotions, and in the healthiest way possible. But right now, I just feel like I have an equal pull towards pizza and towards like arugula, and like I had like a little kind of what do you call that sort of salad? Like a tabbouleh salad today, but with quinoa.
Yeah.
So it was like fresh, like raw squash, and it was like this really beautiful kind of veggie cheese that we have that's like a cream cheese. And then it was peppers and parsley and lemon.
Fennel, yeah.
I used all the lemon. Sorry. but I just feel like I want to I don't know. Savor the flavor. Live with your emotion. Like, let your kind of soul guide you a bit. But squirt a little lemon in there. Make you feel better.
It always does. What else? Anything else?
I don't know. I like the way this show was. It was like a very this show doesn't have a guide or outline anyways. But this one just felt like let's just go. Let's just jump in feet first.
Yeah, we really did.
It's like jazz.
Yeah, it's like my hair right now.
Yeah.
Really freestyle.
Cha cha cha. Yeah, that's what your hair's doing.
Oh my god, it's like turning into a mullet. Is what's happening.
Yeah, I'm living with Paul McCartney right now.
Look at this.
Ugh.
It's really
You should cut your hair like I do.
Absolutely.
Imagine Rinne Dog with a Natalie Portman head shave.
I had a head shave. Just a partial.
Oh yeah, but not a full head shave.
No, God,
That'd be
no.
Awesome.
No.
Should we say anything about baby making?
I don't really know what to say. I mean, I had a, earlier positive ovulation.
Seemed like a really good month.
Kit situation.
Yeah.
So maybe the kind of updated PCOS stuff that I'm doing, which is metformin, which I don't really like how that's made me feel, but the Ova blend, some new Chinese herbs. Yeah.
Metformin? I feel like it's is it a George Foreman grill? Is it the name sounds like it's like a company that makes jocks. Jock straps. Yeah, I feel like Metformin. I feel like there's like a baseball guy spitting behind it. I feel like
it sounds like a feminine sanitary product or
Oh
something.
god,
I don't know.
I immediately think of 1985 World Series baseball player Don Mattingly. I don't know if that's when he played, but I feel like it's like Metformin.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
Straight out of Central Iowa, he smacked 75 homers over the wall this season. Good work, Metformin.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, that's the main problem with it, I think. I'm a doctor.
So that plus kind of PCOS diet. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
It's been feeling good though. We've been having fun times. It's been really beautiful out.
Yeah.
I know that makes me feel Twitter-pated and.
It's funny too because I've been thinking very selfishly about everyone's talking about the COVID babies that are going to be born.
Yeah, sure.
The sort of baby boom that we're going to have.
Okay, go. Say what you're going to say because I had a thought today.
Well, and I very ridiculously and very selfishly am like, no, fuck you guys. No, this is my time.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was mowing today, and I was like, oh my god, if Rinne gets pregnant right now, people are just gonna categorize our baby as a COVID baby.
Right.
And I'm like, no, bitch, we've been trying to have a baby for 2.5 years.
Right.
And actually has nothing to we had more free time before COVID than now. And I know I was feeling a little bit fuck you, interlopers.
No, I'm feeling really possessive of when my baby is born.
I know.
Or something. But we'll see. It's we're on the trying to conceive without reproductive assistance right now because we can't have any reproductive assistance right now. So,
The only reproductive assistance we have is New Edition,
Ooh.
Maxwell.
Ooh.
And
D'Angelo.
Oh, D'Angelo. Yeah, those sex muscles. Oh boy.
Yum.
Then we have a non-sugar-based dessert that we're often having before bed. Right. Ooh, are these dates?
Dates with pumpkin seed butter?
Dates kind of look like nuts, so shriveled balls. So yeah, maybe that works.
All right, friends.
All right.
I think we're gonna.
We've inflicted enough upon you.
Yeah, we're gonna relieve you of your duties right now.
Camille and Emily, we're fucking coming for you. And you know it.
Reach out to us. Let us know what's going on in your household during COVID. We had a really fun message from Sarah at Opus Lactation. She's amazing. Hey girl. And she sent us a message when she was making some pumpkin seed butter. So that was really fun. Did you try fridge clear? Did you do a pantry clear cook? Let us know. Let's eat at Mikey and Rinne Stay In. At Mikey and Rinne Stay In is our Insta page, and we would love to hear from you. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, just real quickly, we talked about last week Connected Kind, at Connected Kind, and I just wanted to show off a couple. You won't really be able to see it, but you can zoom in. So
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's a fun one. So these are the drawings it's originally they're a picture of something that was on the ground with the shadow and then nothing else behind it, so you can make it into whatever you want. This one is a flower, and I made it look. Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Oh shit, yeah. But just download that. It's super cool. They're really fun. So try that out.
At Connected Kind.
At Connected Kind on Insta. Let's go eat some dinner.
Great.
Let's watch a movie on the couch.
Fab.
I'm done mowing the lawn.
Let's stay in.
Let's go ahead and just stay in. We love you guys. Thanks for listening.
Yes,
I'm Mikey.
I'm Rinne.
And tonight,
wow.
we're gonna stay in.
You just went right for it.
Yeah, who was I?
No build up.
I know.
Who were you?
Like Brian
Teddy
McKnight.
Riley?
Kinda.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. I was thinking Brian McKnight, but yeah.
Yeah.
And tonight, it was a little R. Kelly.
R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, thank you, Robert.
No.
No more. We'll see you guys next week.
We love you. Bye.
Bye-bye.